Hi, hello, and howdy. My name is Erin of Essentially Erin, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today we are going to be discussing a slightly controversial topic, diffusing your curly hair. Now, it is slightly controversial because one, it obviously is not part of the curly girl method, which if you've watched my previous video, you know that I don't follow strictly anyway. However, there is a risk of long-term damage if you use too high heat within a diffuser. So today I'm gonna walk you through how I safely use my Dyson hairdryer to diffuse my curls, all while retaining volume, shine, definition, and keeping the frizz far, far away. Now, I've said it before in videos, but something that I really would love to see more curly people embrace is the fact that frizz is a natural part of having curly hair. There is literally zero way to avoid it. You can try every trick in the book, and the likelihood is you will still end up with some frizz somewhere. So this is not gonna be a frizz-free routine because that's impossible. However, I am gonna show you ways to minimize the frizz during your diffusing process. These steps can work with any hairdryer. I know that the Dyson is not something that is within everybody's price range, so if you don't have it, these tips and tricks will 100% work with whatever hairdryer that you're using. So grab your equipment, I'll meet you in the bathroom, and let's jump in. Okay, so in this instance, I have gone ahead and already applied all of my stylers. Today we use the Curlsmith Weightless Air Dry Cream, the Curlsmith Feather Light Protein Cream, the Mop Top Curly Custard, and a little bit of the volumizing Curlsmith Foam. Now, the biggest piece of advice that I can give when it comes to diffusing curly hair is to have patience. I am the first to admit that I am terrible at this rule. However, it is the key to success when it comes to diffusing curly hair. I have gone ahead and applied my stylers. The next step is to actually wait for about 10 to 15 minutes so that a gel cast can start to form on the hair. So the minute that you put heat on it, one, it doesn't shock the hair, and two, it doesn't move as much as you would think once it started to harden with whatever mousse or gel that you've put in your hair. So my hair has been sitting like this for about 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and go in with my Dyson diffuser. This is part of my Erin Has No Patience section because I love this hairdryer due to the fact that it saves me so much time. There are a ton of different diffusing methods out there. It's really hard to kind of wade through and figure out what works best for you. But what I've learned that works best for my hair and to minimize frizz is a combination of the hover diffusing method and the pixie diffusing method. We're gonna start with the hover diffusing method, where we put our hairdryer on medium heat and medium air, focusing primarily on drying our roots and moving the hair without touching it as little as possible. We're gonna do that probably for about 10 to 15 minutes-ish, depending on your blow dryer, and then I'll walk you guys through how to do the pixie diffusing.
Once you feel that the gel cast has formed strongly at your root base and that hair is starting to dry, feel free to pause hover diffusing, remove your root clips, and then start again. When you feel like your hair is starting to significantly dry at the roots, then you're going to want to very gently flip your hair from side to side so that you can start focusing on the underside of the root of your hair.
Okay, so now that we definitely have a gel cast on our roots and those are relatively dry, we're gonna move on to the body of our hair. Now, this is where things get a little tricky, and this is where you can end up with more frizz, which is why I love the pixie diffusing method so much. So with pixie diffusing, what you actually do is you wait to turn on the hairdryer until all of your hair is in the diffuser. I know it sounds strange, and yes, it does take longer. However, the end results kind of speak for themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather this back section of my hair. We are going to reduce the heat and the airflow to low or no heat and low air. We're gonna gather and scrunch toward our scalp so that it encourages the curl pattern. Then we're gonna turn it on and hold it onto our hair for at least 15 plus seconds if your scalp can stand whatever temperature you've put your blow dryer at. Now, you'll notice that I turned the blow dryer off before I pulled the hair back down. The reason being is you don't want your hair flying all around the place because of the airflow and ruining everything that you just did by waiting to turn it on. So you turn it off, release the hair, and then move on to the next section. You're gonna repeat this around your entire head until the body is about 80 to 85% dry. We never want to dry our hair to 100% because then the likelihood is you're putting heat directly on hair that is already dried when it's mixed in with other damp hair, which all that does is extend the potential for damage. So we're just gonna gather. Place and scrunch and turn on. Okay, so my hair is about 80% dry. The roots are definitely dry, and I can tell that my ends are starting to dry, so I definitely want to stop diffusing because I don't want to damage my hair any further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my hair finish drying probably for the next 20 to 30 minutes, depending on obviously how much hair you have will determine how long that takes. Then we're going to scrunch out the crunch and take a look at our hopefully frizz-free results. And here are the results. This is how I get the least amount of frizz with still super defined, great, shiny results. Now, I know I mentioned previously that there are a ton of different diffusing methods out there to try, and you know what? I'm here to experiment with them all. So if you have a diffusing method that you absolutely love that is not the hover or pixie diffusing that we covered today, please leave it in the comments below. I love experimenting with my hair, figuring out what works best, and who knows, your suggestion might be the one that gives me better results than what I'm doing today. And that's it. That is how I diffuse my curly hair for the least amount of frizz while still retaining body and volume. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.